Hey guys, so today I have another guitar to show you guys, and this is another Gretsch guitar. So I already have a Gretsch guitar. This is the Electromatic Center Block Jr. that I custom modified by putting my own gold hardware on it. So yeah, the bridge and the tuners and basically everything except for the pick guard I changed to gold. Yeah, even like the knobs and the strap locks and even this pickup selector switch I changed out to gold hardware, and then I put in my own custom TV Jones Duotron pickups in here. Originally it had the black top Filtertrons, which I didn't like as much, but yeah, this is my Gretsch guitar, the Electromatic Center Block Jr, which is a very nice guitar, but I always thought, you know, what is it like to play another Gretsch of a higher level? And yeah, because I used to own a Gretsch White Penguin before, which was a very high-end model Gretsch, and that was made in Japan. And I always thought, you know, I always want to own a higher-end Gretsch model again. I sold that White Penguin, not because, you know, it was a bad guitar or anything, but because it wouldn't keep properly, it wouldn't stay in tune, basically. So it had like intonation issues with the bridge, so I couldn't keep it in tune. So I ended up selling it, and I kind of regret that because I really liked how that White Penguin looked. So yeah, if you guys look back at my previous videos from 2014 to 2017, and pretty much my whole time when I was living in Korea, the Gretsch White Penguin was my main electric guitar. So yeah, the Electromatic Center Block Jr. This one is a very nice guitar. It's actually one of the lightest guitars I own. It's like I would say 6.5 to 7 pounds. It's very, very light. So while this is a nice guitar, and I did spend a lot of time to modify this to add the custom gold hardware and everything, yeah, I just wanted to see what it would be like to own a high-end Gretsch model again. This one's made in China. Not saying that made in China is bad or anything, but I wanted to go back to a made in Japan Gretsch model again. So, so yeah, this one cost me about $800. The Electromatic Center Block Jr. cost me $800 US, plus the upgrades is about like $1,200, I would say $1,300 in total after the upgrades. I just figured, okay, I found this model. This is the Gretsch Players Jet, and it's in Sapphire blue because I like the color blue, as you guys can see with this Hudson Sky blue burst on my old Gretsch. I really do like the blue color. I decided to get the Midnight Sapphire color for the Gretsch Players Jet. This originally was very expensive, $2,800 MSRP, but I found one online for $2,000. It's actually just $700 more than the total I paid for this guitar. So I thought, okay, just, you know, $700. It's sure, it's not a small amount of money or anything like that, but I don't mind paying that much in order to get, you know, a made in Japan Gretsch guitar again. I just wanted to feel what it was like to play a high-end Gretsch again after, you know, I sold my Gretsch White Penguin all those years ago. So okay, got the model in, and it comes in a hard shell case. First thing that you notice, the Electromatic Center Block Jr. does not come with a case at all. So part of the cost difference actually goes towards the hard shell case. That's something that you get on the higher end Gretsch models. Alright, so you guys ready for this? This is going to be my first time opening this case. Alright, 1, 2, 3. Bam! Wow. Okay, this is a nice looking guitar, and it's a beautiful case as well. Nice, no, this is a felt or velvet or something. It's a nice plush interior anyways. Don't know exactly what this material is, but it's, yeah, it's very, very nice. It's purple, like plush velvet type of material. Let's look at what comes in the case actually. So first I get this little Gretsch, I think this is a, what is this actually? Is this a quick, I was thinking like I unbox electronics all the time, but this wouldn't be a quick start guide, right? Because it's a guitar. So I just wondering what's in here. So yeah, you do get a guitar guide. Okay, so I mean, yeah, I was thinking there couldn't be a quick start guide because it's a guitar, you know, like everyone knows how to use a guitar, right? But it does come with one of these. It's a Gretsch guitar guide, and all it does is it contains information on how to maintain your Gretsch guitar. So like, basically it's like, hey, protect your guitar from moisture, humidity, you know, because it's a wooden, it's made of wood, right? So wood, of course, you got to watch out for the temperature, the moisture and everything. It will expand and contract. So you got to maintain it, finish checking, tuning machines, protection from, you know, the temperature, humidity, make sure there's, it might result in cracks in your wood if you don't take care of it well. General maintenance, tuning it, changing the strings, restringing it with a fixed tailpiece. It tells you about the Bigsby vibrato as well. So it tells you how to restring it and everything. That's nice because I don't use Bigsby vibratos that much, so it's actually not that simple to restring your guitar with the Bigsby vibrato. Adjusting the truss rod, so yeah, pickup adjustment, bridge adjustment. So there is a guide to using your guitar, which I guess I'm kind of surprised because all the other guitars I bought before didn't really come with one of these things, but I guess this is like the first guitar I bought that was like really new, right? All the other guitars I bought were like just secondhand, didn't come with this stuff. I guess if you really buy a guitar that's like new, then it comes with this stuff. Yeah, it even comes with like a little graphic for adjusting the saddle and everything. It's the space control bridge, resolving tuning columns, servicing the guitar. Oh yeah, and then it comes with the basic controls. So this is like, actually using the guitar. Like here's the pickup volume, the master volume, pickup selector switch, and it comes with a limited warranty, of course, as well. So it comes with all that stuff. It tells you about how to use your guitar, maintain it properly, and warranty and everything. That's really cool. Yeah, I guess I'm surprised because I never got one of those things before. But again, I think this is probably, I think my Duesenberg might have been pretty new too, but this is really the guitar I bought that was probably in the best condition, because I usually get my guitars secondhand. I think this is pretty much close to mint, new condition. So yeah, controls. I even got the quality control. Yeah, this is the QC results and everything. So I can even check when it's finished. Okayed by RM, 7/21/2021. Okay, is this 2021? Interesting. So this guitar comes from 2021, so it's not that new. It's from a few years ago actually, but I guess they only got it now. Okay, interesting. And certified Gretsch guarantee. So I got my serial number and everything. The pretty much the certificate of authenticity here. Yep, and limited lifetime warranty as well. So yeah, it does come with all this stuff, which is nice. Yeah, pretty much it's like buying a new guitar. Let's see what else it comes with. Okay, so it comes with this. This is a Allen key wrench. So it's actually, this is for adjusting some of the. Actually, what would it be adjusting here? Adjusting the. This, it looks like it's actually a wrench. Yeah, it's like a wrench tool. I think it looks like it would be from removing the tuners, because I don't think, I don't see anything else you could be adjusting. So I think this is actually for the tuner removal, it seems like. Or actually it could be for the truss rod adjustment too. I haven't actually ever adjusted any Gretsch truss rods before, but it could be that the truss rod adjustment requires this tool as well. Actually, it makes sense for the truss rod adjustment because that's why it's so long. So yeah, I think this is actually for the truss rod adjustment, which I've never had to do on a Gretsch before, but I might have to do at some point, right? If it's like, if you're subjecting it to like temperature changes and humidity, you might need to adjust the truss rod. Comes with a key for the case, right? You can lock it. And then this is actually for the strap locks. So it comes with strap locks, and then this is to put on your strap, your guitar strap, so you can kind of use the strap locks, which is pretty cool, right? You don't have to buy them aftermarket or anything. So it comes with strap locks kind of standard. That's nice. Strap locks is just like a nice little convenience. Usually I've had to add them like aftermarket to a guitar, like with my Electromatic. Actually, this is not a strap lock, but it's a nice little twist off lock on my Electromatic. But yeah, this one comes with a essentially a Dunlop style strap lock, except it's a Gretsch. No, it's a Grover actually. A Grover strap lock. Oh, it's pretty cool. Anyways, comes with these. You can fit them onto your straps, and then yeah, it's easy for you to change out your straps and stuff. Okay, yeah, let's take a look at the guitar. This is a really beautiful guitar. Okay, still comes with the tag hanging from it. So yeah, this is the Gretsch Players Jet, and I can tell you guys the exact model of this. I think it is, yeah, it's a G6228TG. PEMNS is the model number. Okay, so it's yeah, so essentially the model is G6228TGPE with Midnight Sapphire as the designation. So it comes in I believe 3 different models here. The Midnight Sapphire almost looks black under certain light conditions, but it is a dark blue color. And if you guys look really closely, it has kind of like a sparkly finish as well, if you look really closely at the finish of this guitar here. So it does look black under certain light conditions, but it is dark blue actually. So dark blue, it just looks black under certain light conditions, but if you look closely enough, it does have like kind of sparkle on it, right, as you move it. So that's pretty cool. This is the back of it. So the black doesn't have anything. This is a chambered body guitar, so it's not a solid body actually, it's a chambered body, which is why it doesn't weigh that much. So it doesn't weigh as much as you would think. So not like a Les Paul or something like that. So people look at this guitar and like, oh, this looks like a Les Paul, right? It's probably heavy, but it's not as heavy as a Les Paul. It's chambered. So this is more like, I would say just like a little bit more heavier than my Strat. So my Strat weighs around like 7.3, 7.4 pounds or something like that. And then of course the Electromatic, this one is very light. This weighs like closer to like probably 6.6 or something like that. Pretty light for this one. This guitar, yeah, probably closer to like 7.8, I would say. It weighs roughly, I would say, about a pound more than the Electromatic that I have. And it's not as blue. It's like a black color, almost. But it is a dark blue for sure. It's just under certain light conditions, I can see why it looks black. But it's actually a dark blue. And yeah, pretty much comes with all the gold hardware and everything. I'll probably have to change out the strings as well at some point. But this has most of the appointments I put on my Electromatic actually, just stock, right? So take a look at it again. It comes with a script logo. So this is the Gretsch script logo. I'll tell you the difference. This Gretsch that I have, the Electromatic, it comes with a more, this is a more modern logo for Gretsch. It's a more modern style font, right? But if you look at the Players Jet, yeah, this is a more vintage Gretsch font, this script style logo. It comes with, looks like Gretsch branded locking tuners at the back. So this is like locking tuners. It comes with that standard at the back, all in gold hardware of course. It comes with block inlays. Whereas my Electromatic just has this little, I don't know what to call it, the little thumb piece inlays, I guess. It's like, yeah, it's like just a thumb piece inlays, I guess is what I don't know exactly the name for this, but this one's a full block. So it just goes down right down the entire length of the frets here. So yeah, my Electromatic only has that little one piece at the bottom. And gold, this is all gold hardware, of course. Yeah, all of these knobs here are in gold, pretty much the same knobs, almost the same knobs as I have on my Electromatic. And the pickup selector switch as well. You have that gold tip. Comes stock with like the gold strap locks, like I said. And then you just got to fit them onto your guitar strap. And then it comes with the gold Bigsby tremolo. That's also something I have on my Electromatic as well. This took me a long time to add, by the way. This is not easy to add to a guitar, but basically, yeah, I had to do a bit of drilling, I guess. Well, not drilling, but just I had to like I had to force a certain piece in basically to get this working. So just, yeah, the Bigsby tremolo wasn't that easy to add. Just I had to replace that tremolo with the gold one. Even the spring tension here was hard to get correct on this. This spring tension is just set up right out of the shop. Of course, they're more professional than I am, right? They know how to set up a Bigsby tremolo better than me. But I couldn't get the tension exactly right on this Bigsby bridge. It's still pretty stiff. Yeah, I probably could have adjusted this better, but it's pretty stiff on my Electromatic. Whereas on the Players Jet, it just comes right out of the factory, like with the right tension. So they set it up better than me, of course. the pickguard here is interesting because it's kind of a, from the pictures I thought this would actually be a tortoise shell, but it's not a tortoise shell, it's just a black pickguard. Yeah, I thought that this would actually be a tortoiseshell pickguard from pictures, but it doesn't seem like a tortoiseshell to me. It just seems like a black pickguard. And of course, my Electromatic has the gold pickguard right here. So, yeah, I mean that's the difference, right? See, gold pickguard here, and of course I have the TV Jones Duotron pickups in my Electromatic. Whereas on my Players Jet, I thought it was a tortoiseshell, but it's like a black pickguard. And then the pickups they use here are BT65A. These are Tim Shaw designed Broadtron pickups. So these pickups are supposedly pretty good. I haven't tried them before. They seem to be pretty good. They're, yeah, probably Gresch's higher end pickups that they put stock. They're not TV Jones or anything like that, but honestly, like, these might be just as good quality as TV Jones. And they're considered to be higher output pickups than traditional Filtertron pickups without losing that Gretsch jangle and chime from the high end. So they supposedly have more mid-range, but also keeping the high end as well. So I heard that these are probably somewhere in between a traditional Filtertron sound and a PAF, Gibson humbucker sound. And they're designed by Tim Shaw, who is he's actually well regarded for having redesigned a lot of the Gibson PAF type pickups and the reissues back in the day. So, and now that he works for Fender, so he basically helped design these pickups. So yeah, looks pretty good. So what I'm interested in is basically I paid a $700 difference between this and this guitar, and what I want to figure out is is that $700 worth it? This is a made in Japan guitar. See, if you guys look at the back, it says made in Japan right on the headstock right here. Now, what do you get for that $700 difference? You get a made in Japan guitar that's properly, like, better set up out of the shop. You get a hard shell case. The looks are debatable because this doesn't have an F-hole. This one does. And this one, has higher quality pickups out of the box, just stock. It has higher quality pickups, whereas the Electromatic had these black top Filtertrons, which aren't as good sounding, honestly. But these ones have better pickups just out of the box. It's better set up out of the box. Build quality should be better, but then again, there's nothing wrong with crafted in China too. So, you see my Electromatic is crafted in China. Now I'm sure these ones are still pretty good build quality, but certainly from a from the perspective of resale, right? Selling something that's made in China isn't going to get you as much resale value and hold as much value as something that's made in Japan. So of course, from a historical investment resale value, made in Japan is better. So I cannot speak to, I'm not going to say made in China is always worse or anything like that. There's lots of good products made in China, but I just want to say from an investment or resale perspective, made in Japan definitely looks better. Yeah, and I think this is just action, intonation, pickups, everything just better set up out of the box. Whereas for the Electromatic, I did have to adjust some things. And it comes with locking tuners. Electromatic did come with that. So yeah, there's definitely a lot of extra stuff. The bells and whistles basically that this one comes with out of the box, properly set up with some extra features, strap locks, locking tuners, better stock pickups, in a case, of course, and yeah, it just comes with all that extra stuff out of the box compared to the Electromatic Center Block Jr. But you are paying a difference, right, of over $1,000. Now MSRP wise, it's even more than that. I paid a difference of $1,000, but if you bought this at MSRP, it would be more like a difference of $2,000 because I got this on discount. So, so yeah, is that difference worth it? Well, I'm just going to play it and see, because what's important to me is not necessarily the looks, although this guitar looks really nice, obviously looks really, really good, and also my Electromatic Center Block Jr. also looks really, really good. Both of these guitars look really, really good, right? So then my differentiator is they both look good, and I put TV Jones Duotron pickups on here, so that one sounds pretty good, better than the stock pickups, obviously, and so if they sound like both pretty good, they both look pretty good. The main differentiating factor is how much I like playing it, and that's what I'm going to test out. So I'm going to play the Electromatic Center Block Jr. Then I'm going to play the Players Jet, and then compare, see which one I like better from a playing standpoint, because that's actually the most important thing. Looks and appearance and even the pickups and everything, that's of course all factors, but what's more important is how do I feel when I'm playing it. Do I really like the feel of the cheaper Electromatic Center Block Jr. or do I like the feel of the Players Jet? Because yeah, ultimately how you feel when you're playing is the most important thing as to which guitar you want to keep. So that's what I want to figure out. So stay tuned, guys. I'm going to hook it up to my Swart Atomic Jr. amplifier, and I'm going to play a little bit and then see which one I like best. Okay, so one thing that I'm now noticing more when I have them side by side is that the Gretsch Players Jet definitely has like a slimmer, more narrower neck compared to the Electromatic Center Block Jr. So this one is definitely have a little bit of a wider neck. So that's what I noticed. You can see the headstock here, right? Actually, let me show you guys. So yeah, the headstock for the Electromatic Center Block Jr. is definitely a little bit wider here, whereas on the Players Jet here, you see the headstock definitely looks narrower. So yeah, there's a difference there in the this is a slimmer neck, which I think could be faster playing if I'm doing solos and stuff like that. And of course, I forgot to talk about the material of the body and the neck and everything. So there's a difference, of course. So the Electromatic Center Block Jr., this one has laminated maple. Of course, this has a quilted blueburst, which I actually like better. I like the finish of the quilted blueburst a little bit better than this darker midnight sapphire, because this one just looks, yeah, I would say under lighting right now, it just looks pretty black to me. It doesn't even look blue, whereas this one just quite obviously looks blue, and it's got a quilted burst finish, which is nice. So yeah, laminated maple top on the body right here. The neck is also maple, but with a laurel fretboard. So this is my first guitar with a laurel fretboard. I usually have played maple or rosewood, but the laurel is not as commonly used, but it's an interesting fretboard. It's like a lighter colored rosewood. So yeah, maple neck, maple body, laurel fretboard. Whereas on the Players Jet here, we have mahogany as the body material here. And for the neck here, we also have mahogany, but it's a ebony fretboard. So this ebony is a much more expensive material than laurel. So yeah, this fretboard is we made a more expensive material. As for if it's actually like better playing or not, I'll have to see. But definitely, this has a more expensive material as you would expect for the higher price point, right? Mahogany body, mahogany neck, and an ebony fretboard. Okay, first up is the Gretsch Electromatic Center Block Jr. and I have my Swart Atomic Jr. here. This is a 5-watt all-tube amp, all hand-wired and everything. 6v6 tubes, so it sounds more like, I would say it's pretty derivative of a Fender Champ type of sound, but it has built-in reverb, which is nice. And I also have this Boss Angry Driver pedal hooked up in order to get me some gain sounds. This one has basically the widest amount of gain sounds you can probably get from a single overdrive pedal. So yeah, that's why I have this one. Alright, so this is the neck pickup right now on the Electromatic Center Block Jr. again with TV Jones Duotrons. So like I said, these pickups have something closer to the traditional Filtertron jangly low output sound. I mean, a little bit higher output than that, but not by much. Both pickups on, so like neck pickup only. Both pickups on. Bridge pickup. Definitely get that jangly tone out of it. Yeah, I love the tone of these pickups. These TV Jones Duotrons are really nice. I also like how light it is. This is just such a light guitar. It's just, like, it's lighter than my Strat. I know this is like maybe not a full semi-hollow. It's like chambered, but it's just really, really light. I love how easy it is to pick up and play. Super light. So stock, it wasn't, the pickups aren't that great stock. They're just the black top Filtertrons. But after the pickup change, which, by the way, is a very painful process to change out pickups on a Gretsch. Not as easy as on a Fender, but yeah, really like how it sounds now. Yeah, so you can turn down the... I never actually turn down the tone, but I can turn down the master volume. That works. Yeah, overall... Yeah, it's a nice playing neck, actually. I never played Laurel fretboards before, but yeah, it's pretty nice. And this is definitely like a wider neck than the Players Jet, but still, I don't feel like it's too bad or anything. It's not like a baseball bat or anything like that. Definitely, yeah, it's a wider neck, but still, it feels comfortable still. Not too bad. Also, those of you guys who think that, a bigger headstock means better sustain or whatever, this does have a bigger headstock than the Players Jet does. So. I'm going to put the dirt on, so I'm going to activate. Actually, the JHS is probably too loud. Activate the Boss Blues driver first. The Boss Blues driver. It's already pretty loud. If I activate the Angry Charlie side, it's going to get really loud. That's the overdriven sound of it. Cleans up pretty nicely, actually. Actually, even if I use the blues strat, it should clean up pretty nicely. Roll down the volume knob. Cleans up pretty nicely with the volume knob on the blues driver, actually. So yeah, Electromatic Center Block Jr is pretty nice. Only thing is, I wish I calibrated the Bigsby better. It's a little bit too stiff here. Yeah, I wish I calibrated that better, but overall, plays pretty nicely. Yeah, overall, I mean, I really like it. It's just super light and plays really nice, sounds nice. So yeah, right from the beginning, I noticed a bunch of things, like the input jack is more flush to the body. The Bigsby bridge is just, it's much more easier to use here. They have this like black rubber thing on here, which makes it easier to use, I think. Or easier to put my hand to grip. Yeah, it's just easier for me to use this bridge. It's just set up better. The knobs are very easy to use, and they're also like, they feel firmer to use. So like if this is the tone volume, this is the tone pot, which I almost never turn down. I don't know why anyone would actually even use this very much, but I almost never use the tone pot in a guitar very much. I always turn it up to max. So, right. It just sounds can turn on the volume on the pickups on each individual pickup, which I pretty much never do as well. I only ever use the master volume actually on these kind of guitars. That's the master volume, right? Yeah, overall the knobs definitely feel like more firmer to turn, and in the tuners actually as well. These are locking tuners, so yeah, they're easier for me to use. Whereas compared to my Electromatic, here, first thing you notice, right, is not the input jack already pointed out, but also the Bigsby bridge. This is like a lot more stiffer. I just didn't set this up as well. It's more stiffer to use the Bigsby bridge here. The knobs on the Electromatic are looser, not as firm as on the Players Jet, so just a little bit more looser to turn. One thing is the pickup selector switch on the Electromatic is more stiffer. That's actually not a bad thing because you don't want to accidentally hit it and then flip the switch, too easily. Whereas on the Players Jet, it's almost too easy to flip this. It's very loose, so it might be easy to accidentally flip that. Whereas on the Electromatic, I think it's a bit stiffer, which is actually a good thing. And then the tuners, of course, on the Electromatic are just stock. I put Gretsch tuners on this. They're not locking, and actually I did kind of a sloppy job on it, honestly. And overall, I just did a sloppy job when I installed this hardware on it because I'm not like a professional luthier or anything. Whereas the people at Gretsch Japan, they're a lot better at this than me. Just overall, this guitar feels really nice, just set up out of the box. I have to say, when I first put my hands on this neck, it does feel a lot faster playing. It's a slimmer neck. It's easier for me just to... It's easier for me to grip. It's a flatter neck, I believe. I think the radius should be still 12 inches, right, for both of these, but this just feels like it feels like a faster playing neck. It's a slimmer neck and easier for me to grip, and it's faster for me to... Yeah, whereas on the Electromatic, this is just a thicker neck to grip. It's a thicker neck, not as faster playing. I think if I were to play chords, this neck is actually easier for me to play chords on. It's just, the fatter neck makes it also easier for me to play chords on it. Whereas on the Players Jet, it's not as good for chords, but it's better for soloing, I think. Just the difference in the necks, I feel. Yeah, so this neck is a good neck, right, on the Electromatic. It's just a thicker neck. It's a wider neck, so I can't play as fast on this one. It's like better for chording. Whereas on the Players Jet, this is a slimmer neck. It's very fast playing. I can play chords on it, but it's like my fingers have less room, I guess, to go on it. So it's not as good for chording, but it's better for soloing. I can do the solos just come out really naturally in this one. It's the thinner, faster playing neck for this. I think the pickups here, the BT65A pickups they're hotter pickups. Like, they got more mid-range bite than my TV Jones Duotron does. So compared to my TV Jones Duotron, which you guys have heard, these pickups more like a Gibson humbucker, I would say. So my TV Jones is more like a traditional Filtertron, a little bit more power than a traditional Filtertron, but it's still closer to that traditional bright, jangly Filtertron sound. These Tim Shaw BT65 Broadtron pickups, I think, these pickups definitely have more bite, more power, more aggression to it. So it's better for like a modern type of sound, I would say, and it's not quite as much as a Gibson PEF or Gibson humbucker. But it's definitely closer to the Gibson humbucker than my TV Jones Duotron is on my Electromatic. Yeah, see, like I can put the power in this. So this is just neck pickup. Both pickups together. Yeah, so actually just do neck pickup. Both pickups. Yeah, this one definitely has more mid-range, more power, more bite compared to the TV Jones Duotron pickups, for sure. It still has that top end. It still has that top end that you associate with a Gretsch Filtertron, but it's just also more power and also more bite. So yeah, these are just higher output Filtertrons essentially. Good, close to I guess the TV Jones Supertrons, I guess they're called, or Powertrons. I think this will be closer to that. Just higher output Filtertrons essentially. These have like special they have a special modifications to circuit. It uses a squeeze box capacitor, which is a paper and oil capacitor. Generally pretty high quality. And then they have a treble bleed master volume, so you don't lose your highs when you roll back the volume. So let's see, put Gretsch up here, full power. Notice how the sound doesn't get muddy at all. It's still keeping that high end. Yeah. On a lot of guitars, if they don't have a treble bleed circuit, they're just going to lose some of the highs, and it's going to like sound a little bit muddy when you roll down the volume. But on this one, because it has a treble bleed, even low volume, I still have my high end. Yeah, so that's something that my Electromatic doesn't have, of course, is this treble bleed circuit. So that's another cool thing as well. Faster playing guitar, than the Players Jet is definitely a better choice than the Electromatic Center Block Jr. Alright, just gonna play some of the same stuff on my other one. it's so much, it's easier to play for sure. You guys can see like the fluidity, like how I can slide my hands up and down the fretboard. It's definitely easier to play compared to the Electromatic for So if you look at the Players Jet, yeah, this midnight sapphire color, it just looks almost black, and I don't really like that. I want it to look blue, and that's where this Electromatic one looks better, because it actually looks blue. It's got this blue Quilton Maple and Hudson Sky color, so I actually like the appearance of the Electromatic Jet better. Of course, it has the F holes too, which is just something that some people really love, some people don't. Like, that's a preference thing. But to me, I think the Electromatic Center Block looks better, but the Players Jet definitely plays better. So Electromatic is a really good guitar. I mean, for the price, right, it's only $800, and that's without me installing all this stuff, but still, $800 is a pretty good price for guitar, especially for one as beautiful looking as this. I installed all the gold hardware. The TV Jones Duotron pickup still came out to about $1,300, about $500 more, but still, it's a nice playing guitar. Yeah, I mean, you actually wouldn't think that there's anything wrong with this guitar, because there's nothing wrong with this guitar. I think it's just a little bit stiff here for the Bigsby bridge is a bit stiff because I didn't set it up well, and the knobs are a little bit loose, and that's also because I didn't set it up well. It's not because of anything that came out of the factory. I did upgrade the pickups because the stock pickups were a bit flat sounding to me. So I did upgrade the pickups to TV Jones Duotrons, which to me have a better dynamic and more dynamic sounding, better clarity to me than the stock blacktop Filtertrons did. But yeah, overall, I think the Electromatic is just a great value. Looks really beautiful, very light, and yeah, it's nice to play. But only when I play the Players Jet do I realize how big of a difference there is between the two, and that's where the price difference is, right? So what you're paying for, you're paying essentially, well, if we go by MSRP, this one is like basically like triple the price of the Electromatic. But you get, what do you get for paying triple the price? Well, you get better setup out of the box. You get just better hardware out of the box. You get these strap locks. You get locking tuners. You get just like, like a flush input jack. This gold hardware, by the way, I know like my Electromatic has it, but it doesn't come with it. I actually had to put those on. But this just comes stock with all this gold hardware, gold Bigsby. Bigsby is set up really well in the box. You get a more powerful pickup that's not muddy sounding. These are like nice pickups. Like they have mid-range and they have bite, but they don't have the muddy sound that you associate with this is like a typical darker sounding pickup or something like that. No, it's still got the clarity, still got the dynamics, and it's just got more mid-range and punch to it. So it's just really in between. It's like a TV Jones Powertron almost. It's really like in between a Filtertron and a PAF style pickup, and yeah, everything's just nicely set up out of the box, I think. And the neck is just faster playing. It's a slimmer neck, it's a faster playing neck. I can just definitely do my solos and chording like faster on this neck. Yeah, just overall, yeah, it's I would say that's what you're paying for. Whether it's worth 3 times the amount, that's up to you to decide. But I mean, whenever we buy like stuff and then we pay more, it's as consumers, right? As you pay more and more, and you get up into the luxury realm, it's always about diminishing returns. So you're never going to get exactly like, I'm not saying this is 3 times the guitar that the Electromatic is, because it's not. It's not 3 times the guitar. You're paying for smaller and smaller differences as you go up. But basically, that's what I want to say. You're paying 3 times the amount. It's basically for better setup out of the box, better hardware out of the box, and a very fast, like nice, smooth playing neck. This neck is very slim, and it's not that much more heavier either. So overall, yeah, if that's worth if that's worth 3 times the difference to you guys, then that's fine. Nothing wrong with that, right? And you get this Made in Japan association, which, you know, for investment purposes will hold its value better than anything made in China. Now, actually, build quality difference, I'm not sure if I would actually know unless I owned this a long time. But certainly, yeah, just from an investment standpoint, yeah, Made in Japan is better than Made in China because it's going to hold its value better. So yeah, that's what you're getting for that money. So you're paying 3 times the amount just for that. But if you're on a budget, then there's nothing wrong with getting the Electromatic Center Block Jr. This is a great guitar for the budget, right? Even before I upgraded with the gold hardware and everything, like, it was a pretty nice guitar out of the box. Just of course doesn't have the smooth playing feel. It doesn't have the same smooth playing feel on the neck because it's a thicker neck, right? It doesn't play as fast. Hardware isn't as nice. Doesn't have the locking tuners. Like the input jack isn't flush. This bridge is stiffer. Volume knob's a bit looser. That's from me actually. But you know, it's nothing like too bad or anything like that. So if you guys are on a budget and you're looking for a really nice looking guitar, this actually looks nicer to me than the Players Jet does, even though it's cheaper, right? This is just, I like this combination of this blue quilted top, maple top. Yeah, this blue quilted maple top, and actually I like this gold pickguard better because I thought this one's going to be tortoiseshell, but it's not. So even this gold pickguard I like better as well. So appearance wise, I actually like this Electromatic Center Block Jr. better. So it's just, yeah, it's a nice value if you guys are on a budget and you want a really nice looking guitar. This is the guitar to pick up. It just looks really beautiful, and it looks better than the more expensive Players Jet, actually, in my opinion. But if you guys really want, you know, that little extra peace of mind, getting something that's made in Japan with like better setup out of the box, just better hardware out of the box, and a faster, slimmer neck, then that's what the Players Jet is for. Of course, you're paying 3 times the price for that, but yeah, up to you guys if you think that's worth it. I think they're both great guitars. Just depends on your preferences and needs, right? And if it's in your budget or not, then why not? This happens to be in my budget. I don't think my guitar collection has anything over $2,500. I think $2,500 is pretty much my budget limit. So this falls under my budget once I got the discount. At full price, I would not pay full price, $2,800. I would not pay that. But went down to $2,000, and I was like, okay, $2,000. I might actually, you know, I might bite the bullet on that one. So yeah, the Gretsch Players Jet in Midnight Sapphire, which I wish this would look more blue. Like, I know it's Midnight Sapphire, but come on, it just looks black. Like, I wish it was like more of a, it only looks blue if I like kind of look at it in the light like this, right? Like under certain light conditions, then yeah, it does look blue, but I think to a lot of people it will just look black. Maybe to you guys in this video it will look black as well. So that's my biggest complaint about this, which is just an appearance related thing. I have nothing to complain about with the actual sound or hardware or setup or anything. That's all great. And it comes with a hard shell case, by the way. I forgot to mention that. This comes with a hard shell case. That's part of the cost as well. The Electromatic doesn't come with that. So I forgot to mention that, yeah. The part of the cost is the hard shell case as well. But yeah, I think that's my biggest, complaint about this guitar is I wish that they made the blue color a little bit more prominent, like they did on this one, on the Electromatic. Like make like a nice quilted top. Like I know it's mahogany, but you can make like a nice quilted top on this, and they'll look a lot better to me. But that's my only major complaint with this one. Otherwise, it's a really nice playing guitar. Like I play so much faster on this one actually. Yeah, I didn't realize there would be that big of a difference in the neck, but the neck is quite different. This is just, not to say I cannot play fast on this one, but it's just, yeah, it's a thicker neck. Better for chording probably, but yeah. But I really like the appearance of this guitar. This is a beautiful looking guitar. Yeah, appearance wise, and for the price, it's good. Yeah, you definitely get a lot for the price. But again, if you care more about the playing than the aesthetics, then I would go for the Players Jet here. Yeah, because this one is definitely not as nice to play as the Players Jet is, but it looks better. Players Jet, again, I wish it had the quilted blue top, but doesn't look quite as nice. But you know, plays really well. Yeah. And of course, I'm just talking relatively speaking of, you know, compared to other guitars, yeah, this looks really good, right? It's got this nice gold hardware and stuff. I'm just saying compared to the Electromatic, it doesn't look quite as nice. But yeah, that's pretty much my opinion of these two guitars. And not sure which one I'm going to keep actually. Yeah, like just one of them is cheaper, but also looks better. And then this one is a lot more expensive, but also plays a lot better. So I want to talk a little bit about the hardware and material differences between the two. So the Electromatic has a Graphtec Nubo nut, whereas the Players Jet has a Graphtec Tusk nut XL, so it's a little bit different. The Electromatic has a maple neck with a laurel fretboard, which is like a slightly lighter color than rosewood. It looks similar to rosewood, but it's a slightly lighter color. I guess it's similar to Power Ferro. So yeah, the fretboard is different. Whereas on the Players Jet is a mahogany neck with an ebony fretboard. Ebony is just a more expensive material compared to either rosewood or laurel, and definitely has a darker color to it. It's darker than rosewood. And if you look at the back here, the tuning machines are different. So the Electromatic has very generic tuning machines. Doesn't even have any branding or logo on it. Whereas the Players Jet has Goto locking tuners. So Goto is a Japanese company that makes tuning machines for a lot of different guitar companies. So these Goto locking tuners are pretty good. Alright, and then we can look at the body differences. So on the Electromatic, I changed out a lot of the hardware, but basically the original hardware wasn't too different. It was just a chrome color. So it has a Tune-O-Matic bridge, and it has the Bigsby tremolo. Except this Bigsby tremolo, I noticed when I was looking at how to restring this guitar, this one has like pins at the end of it. So you put your guitar strings onto these pins, and then you restring it. So yeah, otherwise the original tremolo was just silver, chrome color, so it wasn't too different. The knobs here, they have this G on them, and then it has a gold pickguard. And then the original pickups were these Broadtron Filtertron pickups, which I didn't like too much, but that's what came stock with the guitar. I swapped them out for the TV Jones Duotrons, as you can see. And it comes with these strap, these are kind of just like strap buttons that you can unscrew, and you can put your strap on it and you just screw back on. So they're actually pretty useful, like better than typical strap buttons, but they're not strap locks. Or if you look at the, and also the material, yeah, so the body is made of maple, and this is a quilted maple top, so it's pretty nice. Yeah, this is probably my favorite part of this guitar, is the fact that it's so light, and it has this beautiful blue quilted maple top with this gold pickguard on it. That's really nice. Whereas the Players Jet, so the Players Jet, the Bigsby is different. So you guys can see the Bigsby has a patent number on it. And also, it doesn't have those pins. So if you just look here, there's no pins. You just like pull the string through, and it just rests on the edge of this bar here. So there's no pins to deal with on this Bigsby. I think this Bigsby is a little bit higher end. The knobs they don't have the G on them. They're just arrows. This pickguard is not gold. I don't know why. I think I saw in the pictures that I should have been tortoiseshell, but I don't know why. This is just black. The pickups here are Yeah, these are stock pickups, BT65 Tim Shaw design. The stock pickups on here are a lot better than the stock pickups on the Electromatic. I think these pickups are pretty good. Actually, they're comparable to TV Jones Powertron pickups actually, and yeah, much better than the blacktop Filtertrons. And yeah, it also has a Tune-o-matic bridge, and the body's made of mahogany. So yeah, thing I think that the Players Jet should have done better, and this is actually my only complaint about the Players Jet, is not anything about the hardware, is the appearance. I really wish that they could have made this blue color stand out a bit more. So this is a Midnight Sapphire color, which I know they call it midnight, but it's a little bit too dark for me. It kind of just looks like black. Like from this video, you guys probably just think it's black, right? It's not black. It's very dark blue, and you have to really look at it closely or under the light to really see the sparkling on it. So I don't like the fact that it's yeah, it just looks black from a distance, and I really wish they would make the blue color stand out more. I also wish they would make this like pickguard like tortoiseshell or gold or something. Just having it black doesn't make it stand out too much. So that's my only complaint about this guitar, is really just the appearance. I wish this was like a brighter blue, I guess, so it just stands out more, and I wish this pickguard was either tortoiseshell or gold, like the Electromatic. This is the one thing I would take the Electromatic over the Players Jet. Actually, I would take the weight too. The weight is really nice on this guitar. But yeah, the gold pickguard is nice, and I like the fact that it's in this lovely quilted blue finish. So this is called Hudson Sky, and even the back, you guys can see it looks really nice. So yeah, that's the thing I wish the Players Jet had. Is this you guys can definitely tell this is blue. You cannot tell that the Midnight Sapphire is blue that easily, because this one just looks black. But this one actually, you know, everyone knows it's blue. So it's got this nice quilted blue finish. So yeah, I like the appearance of the Electromatic better. Everything else, playability, and well, sound-wise, it's comparable. It's just a different type of sound. This one has more power from the pickups, more mid-range, and more bite from it. The Electromatic has more clarity, I would say, because it's lower output. This is more similar to the classic Filtertron, whereas the BT65 pickups have more power and punch to them. So the sound is just a preference thing. They're both good. The TV Jones Duotron is of course great, and the BT65 is great. If this was the stock Filtertrons, the black tops, then I would definitely say the BT65 sound is better. Yeah, other than the appearance, I prefer the Electromatic, but everything else, probably the Players Jet is what I would prefer. The playability of this neck is amazing. So I love the playability of this. Yeah, just I would say everything, the hardware and the playability, I would take the Players Jet. The appearance, just the cosmetic thing, I would take the Electromatic. With the sound just kind of being like a preference thing, I think both of them sound great, just in different ways. All right, so now I'm going to restring this guitar actually, because I always restring new guitars. And then I'm going to plug my Electromatic Center Block in and play it through one of the backing tracks I always play through, and I'll do the same for the Players Jet, and then you guys can compare. Okay, I always change out the strings when I get a new guitar, so for this one is no exception. I'll be using pretty much my favorite strings, the Elixir strings OptiWeb. And I found OptiWeb to be a nice in-between the NanoWeb and the PolyWeb strings, but actually any of the Elixir strings are really good. They're pretty much my favorite strings. I've been using them for over 10 years now. Like, I tried a whole bunch of other brands, you know, D'Addario XLs, I've tried the Ernie Balls, of course, DR strings, I've tried Sonotone, I also tried GHS as well. Yeah, so many different types of strings, but I think I still always go back to Elixirs. These are my favorite string brand. The coated strings just last for such a long time, and it doesn't affect the tone at all. Actually, if anything, the tone is actually like increased by having these coated strings. So yeah, really like them. So I've been using Elixir strings for quite a while. So yeah, I've also tried Fender strings, and I've tried these D. Markley strings as well. So I've tried a whole bunch of strings, but Elixirs remain my favorite. Not just because they're coated, but I actually feel like it improves the tone, right? I don't know, just something that they're doing is improving the tone, and of course it's coated, so it lasts longer than a regular string. I only have to change my strings like every 6 months. If you don't have coated strings, you might have to change them like every 2 or 3 months, right? So yeah, big difference. Anyways, shouldn't be. This is a Bigsby bridge, so it's a little bit more complicated than a typical Fender bridge, but still, these are locking tuners, so it's not too bad. I'm glad that these are the Gretsch locking tuners, so pretty good. Okay, so yeah, strings are removed. Again, these nice Gretsch locking tuners. Let me show you guys this more closely. Yeah, these Gretsch locking tuners are really nice. Definitely helps. And this Bigsby here, Bigsby bridge, this one doesn't have like the pins right here. It actually just has holes for me to put the strings through. So a little bit different than the Electromatic. Yeah, this one, the Bigsby, actually has little like pins here for me to wrap my strings around. So this one doesn't have those pins, interestingly. So they're not exactly the same Bigsby bridge, which is funny because they look almost the same, don't they? They look almost the same, but they're actually different bridges. So this one says Polyweb, warm, slick, and fast. NanoWeb is bright and smooth, and OptiWeb is crisp and natural. The different types of strings. I've tried all of them. They're all good. I just prefer the OptiWebs, I guess, because they definitely feel natural to me. But they're all pretty good. You can't go wrong with anything Elixir, actually. Alright, so first up is the Electromatic Center Block Jr. yeah, that's it, guys. Let me know in the comment section below, out of these two guitars, which one would you guys pick? Also considering, you know, the budget. I know the Players Jet is more expensive, but is it worth 3 times the price difference is the thing, right? It's got a better, faster playing neck, more comfortable, I would say, and the stock hardware is better. But the Electromatic, I mean, is that worth 3 times the price difference, right? The Electromatic is much cheaper. Also, this is just my preference. I think the Electromatic just looks better. I mean, it just comes with that nice quilted maple top, a gold pick guard. Yeah, it just looks better to begin with. I don't know why they made this one look so dark that you can't even tell that it's blue. So that's one thing I personally just don't like about it. But yeah, let me know which one you guys would prefer in the comment section below. I mean, even after I added all these modifications, like the TV Jones pickups and the gold hardware and everything, it still cost me $1,300 total for the Electromatic. That's still over $1,000 cheaper than the Players Jet. So, yeah, is the Players Jet worth that price difference just for that faster, more comfortable neck and the better stock hardware? Let me know in the comment section whether you think that's worth it or not. So, yeah, that's it, guys. Let me know. And as always, thanks for watching.